Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I'm Sam the SLB, co-host of ATR's War and ATR Rise and Sun. And alongside me today is the man behind X Wrestling's Nostradamus, and ATR is the governor of NXT, Scott.
Hello, everybody. Tonight we'll be working on Turner Time. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll also have some more WWE releases. We have Backlash coming up this weekend and a lot more.
And also joining us, the third man, the man in black. I don't know why I said the man in black. The main recipient and the beneficiary of the Clone Ethan 2026 campaign, my co-host of ATR Rise and Sun, and the first time back-to-back Bedlam Media champion, Ethan.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, let's move on.
All right. Unfortunately, the lumbering linguist himself, the man with all the stats, John the Statman, will not be joining us as he's on assignment to watch the new Mortal Kombat movie. So, giving away his
Wait for his ratings.
That's unlamped. Also, him and I are doing album reviews. Those will continue going through the review realm, guys. Ethan also does a hockey podcast. We have been dropping Walk with Ethan hockey podcast. Check that out on the Bedlam Media page. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We do have a Discord all over the place. We get a lot going on because it's May. And even though Mania season is over, the summer's just about to begin. May is also a busy month. This weekend, guys, in Tampa, where I won't be because I just don't want to spend that kind of money to sit in the nosebleeds of a WWE show. Backlash. Happening.
Backlash.
Ethanhausen.
With that, got that going on. And obviously, end of the month, we do have Double or Nothing. We will be doing our pick show live to kick us off for the new Bedlam Media Championship year. So a little bit going on. I know John Cena dropped a short standing in front of the Benchmark International Arena. I gotta say this out here. This is like when they changed the arena in Providence from the Dunkin' Donuts Center, which I didn't care for to begin with, to the Amica Mutual International Arena. It don't flow off the tongue. So
that's too long. That's too long of an arena name.
What the hell was this even called beforehand? I don't even know what the one in Tampa was called. But Benchmark International, yeah, that rolls off the tongue too, doesn't it? Anywho, before we continue going forward with any conversations, Ted Turner, the founder of CNN, the owner of the Atlantic Braves, and most notably, for you who listen to this podcast, the purchaser of a certain company called Jim Crockett Promotions, which became WCW, passed away this week at the age of 87. I said this in my short, and this is no disrespect to the man, rest in peace, but he's definitely one of those people I was like, man, I thought he was gone a long time ago.
Me too. Yep. But, man, watching WCW back in the day, I know, obviously, I'm much older than both Ethan and Sam. And, yeah, that was a fun time to watch the Monday Night Wars happen and to see what Ted would do to just get one leg up on Vince. So, rest in peace, my friend. It was also because of him I am now a fan of, or not now, but I was a fan of the Atlanta Braves. So they actually are my my third favorite baseball team behind the Cubs and the Sox. So,
yeah, I think it's notable impact in the business itself. I mention this to people who aren't into wrestling, and they're like, "Oh, why does that matter?" And I go, "I don't think you'll ever understand."
It's true.
You know, and I said in the world that we live in today where the billionaires get the hate, Ted Turner is one half of the reason the industry exists the way it does today.
I agree.
Maybe not because of him specifically, but because of him buying it and hiring Eric Bischoff, which led to WCW Nitro, which led to the Monday Night Wars, which led to the Attitude Era, which in turn led to the Stone Cold and The Rock being created, and you can continue doing that snowball down the road.
Yep.
So, and in light of all this, I figured I'd share, first of all, Ethan, did you have anything to say here? Or?
I was too young, so all I gotta say is rest in peace, Ted Turner. And I like the Tony Schiavone Sting speech from Dynamite last night. So, Wednesday.
Especially those two. Those two were in WCW for like the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the 90s, I think Shivani was with WWE for like
A year.
a year, if that. And then he was in WCW the whole time. And Sting obviously never went over the WWE until years later. So it was kind of a cool moment. I also noticed that both WWE and Triple H did not post anything about Ted Turner's passing. Which, you know, there's a part of me that's shocked. I would have expected this under a Vince WWE. This time here, I would have expected maybe even Triple H to go, hey, yeah, rest in peace, you know.
Especially since he was in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he was terrorizing, which is a god-awful.
It was terrible name.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. As a lot of people know, WWE, well, maybe not even them, TKO has been making some very questionable decisions. And it doesn't surprise me that this one is yet another one on that list.
Yeah. So when I wanted to make the announcement, and this is I'm dropping this here because, well, you guys don't even know. So I decided to make this decision executively because I'm going to. When we do our live show on the 28th for Double or Nothing in memory of Ted Turner, we will be not starting to record at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. We will be starting at 7:05 Turner time.
Let's go.
So
I love that.
You know, as it's really interesting. I don't know when they switched over to going back to regular times again, but I had all these old VHS tapes from when I was little. My parents had taped for like movies or cartoon, like I had like a Rugrats tape, I think. Would think that was it. Where it'd be like, all right, starting at 6:05 is da 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 da, followed by whatever at 7:25, and it was like, I never understood it, but as a little, it sticks out.
Yep.
It's
I'm pretty sure he did that on purpose. So it's just like, hey, you can watch the end of your show, and so we'll start a little bit later. But we're gonna have some run over time, so make sure that if you want to pay attention to what's going on with our stuff, you stick a little bit later. It was smart. I enjoyed it. Like you said, it's one of those things that always stuck in my brain. And we've joked about this, God, for what, like half the beginning of ATR. We always talked about turn of time, doing everything in turn of time. And so I feel like you're right. This is a great way to say, goodbye to Ted.
I used to, I think, post the episodes early in the morning at like 5:05 or like 7:05.
Yep.
Maybe I should go back to that. It's again one of those little things. I mean, if you know, you know.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, we'll have that coming up, guys. Live show. Looking forward to it. It'll be good. Double or Nothing. Bring your questions. Card opening packs. Beginning of Bedlam Media. Championship year 6, we said?
Yes. Yep. Because for some reason my brain was like, oh no, we're on season 6. No, that's not the case, because this is now our 6th year of doing this. So now we're on season 6.
All right. So onward from Ted Turner back to the E.
Yay.
Backlash this weekend, guys. Looks like a pretty stacked show. Yes, I wanted to go to this, but I'm getting ready for a trip for my own my 3-5, which really isn't old, but it's one of those, oh man. In the words of a famous philosopher, the years stop coming and they don't stop coming. So, I got that coming up. So I'm not going to Backlash, but you guys had brought this up. John Cena dropped the short in front of the Benchmark International Arena, saying that there's a big announcement he's going to be making that's going to shock WWE once again.
I know that this is guaranteed just to be like, oh, we want more eyes on the product. Maybe we'll get some more butts in the seats, because Cena's going to be there to make this announcement. It's almost like I would probably say that this is like 99.9999 repeating forever about Club WWE. That's all it's. I guarantee that's probably what this is. This is it. Probably that it's going to be, going live, and because I guess you could still
register.
Yeah, they could do the wish list, register, and stuff like that. So the pre-order or whatever the hell it is for all the different things that they do. I don't know what else it could be. Cena's not coming back to wrestle, so honestly, unless he's going to become one of the general managers of the show, which I doubt that's going to happen either, because Nick Aldis and Scrap Daddy has been doing a great job. So Adam Pearce is not going anywhere either. So yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of, unless I'm missing something here, but I don't think I am.
Oh, me. Sorry. If it's not the WWE, I could see the WrestleMania announcement for 28. To clarify, 28.
Right.
Could be that.
Yeah.
Or
That would be-
he'll be Danhausen's partner. Cenahausen.
But he can't though, because he said he's done wrestling, and I feel like he has to honor that.
I know, Scott. I was just being a smartass.
No,
Gotcha.
God dang it.
So it's funny. If you haven't seen the short yet, I do make some funny comments. I'm just like, it's probably the WWE club. I don't know. Maybe the Saudis finally bought WWE. Maybe he's getting his Hall of Fame induction. Maybe he's getting frozen into carbonite and being put in front of next to Bobby Orr's statue at the Garden up in Boston. You know,
Someone just made a joke. They said Shockmaster's coming to WWE confirm. Because Cena said it's gonna shock, and someone's like, "Oh my god, he said it, Shockmaster."
Shockmaster confirmed, guys. They're cooked, bro.
No, that's Jekyll Chaser Wrestling, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Card looks stacked. We'll see. We'll see how Mania, post Mania turns out there. Especially, you know what I know he won't be announcing? That it's a new day. No, he won't. That was a good segue, huh? Finger guns.
Oh man, that was
We'll
good.
say I'm just got a copyright for finger banging. Oh god.
You know, when the news broke that New Day had been released, which of course happened the day after, or even the day of, when we posted last week, because it's the Bedlam rule with ATR. Whenever we post a podcast, some big news happens. It's happened literally 9 out of 10 times that we posted, something else breaks, and we got to wait until the following week to talk about it. But no, when I first heard that New Day had been released, like I was genuinely surprised, because first off, with everything that Austin Creed does with Up Up Down Down, I was like, what are you gonna do now? I love Tyler Breeze, but Tyler Breeze needs Austin Creed to really have the dynamic duo keep going. And Kofi had been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the man didn't get a final send-off, which I thought from the stuff that he was doing with Javon might have been the beginning of something for some type of send-off for Kofi. But they're just gone. Later on, I found out that it was a mutual separation and not anything else. It wasn't just a straight release like what happened the week prior to the other 26 people that had been released. So apparently what had happened is that New Day had just signed brand new deals last year. TKO came back to them and wanted to restructure because they wanted to take some money away. Because for some ungodly reason, TKO wants to save money when they literally just made $1.596 billion in revenue. And it's like, what do you mean? You want to restructure deals now? Apparently they asked a top star, which we haven't figured out who that was yet, to take a 50% pay cut. And apparently they said yes. So who knows? But it's wild that they sign all these contracts to these wrestlers, and then they try to go back on it and say, no, we want to restructure and give you less. New Day is like, no, we know our worth. Just give us our freedom. And TKO did. So obviously the 90-day rule is in effect because it is what it is, I would assume. I would hope that not just going to sit at home and make them sit out the rest of the contract, because that would all but guarantee Kofi's wrestling career probably would be over. and Wood's not that far behind him in age either. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping, and obviously the whole internet was like, "Oh my god, we're finally going to get the New Day versus the Elite," and I'm just like, "Well, I mean that's a possibility, but is it actually going to happen? Who knows? I would like to see them continue wrestling.
Sorry, you did it. You did it.
I know, I subconsciously, but yes, you're right. I do also love that Big E had a nice little like tribute post on Instagram about New Day. So even though kayfabe wise shouldn't have done it, but you know that's his boys. So obviously, I hope that they end up on television somewhere. That actually might be the catalyst. If they end up in AEW, that might be the catalyst for me to catch up faster. Not gonna lie, because I'd love to be able to watch their stuff with what they end up being able to do.
I don't think, hot take, I don't think I've been this shocked from a WWE contract release / somebody not re-signing since John Moxley. Because keep in mind, John Moxley was like, you could argue he was like a top 5 star in that company when he was there, and he's just not re-signing. Right. To me, and I know they haven't been as popular in recent times. To me, New Day, especially the summer of 2017, were a top 2. Them and the Usos all summer killed the tag team division.
Yep.
Never put on a bad match, those two teams. And yeah, I thought they were lifers. I'm talking lifers.
Like, right. They were exactly.
Not going anywhere.
Nope.
Now, again, I'm kind of, and again, I don't need them to come in and do the WCW thing where like, oh, we're AEW top stars now.
Right.
Sure. They'll bring the views. That's great. But for me, I just want to see that feud. I remember getting that taste early, several years ago now? I don't even know how long it was.
2008 when they did the thing at one of the Comic-Cons?
18.
Was it 18? I don't know why I said 2008. I meant 18, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm like, they can't do this. Like, you can't.
Right.
In the wrestling world, this is not acceptable.
Right.
And they're all buddy to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
So, they can do that, come in, have the moment with the Bucks, and leave.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they can stay, but I want to see it. I want to see that little thing happen in my lifetime.
I think this would be a perfect opportunity for a match at Forbidden Door. But don't announce it. Just have it be like an open challenge and then have them come out. Obviously, they can't be New Day. I don't know what their name's going to be, but I don't even think Kofi can be Kofi Kingston. I don't know if that's his name now or if he sold it to them. Obviously, Austin Creed will be Austin Creed. It won't be Xavier Woods, but still, man.
Hold on.
Creed.
Yeah, Austin Creed, I think outside of WWE, he goes by that. Does he go by that on Up, Down, Down?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny, like, when after they went heel, he made like half that new episode because I couldn't wait to see what they were going to do. Because he normally has a live show with Breeze on Tuesdays. They call it Tuesday Night Heat. And when they turned heel that Monday against Big E, like that was like I could not wait until Tuesday night to be on to watch that, to see what they were going to do. And Austin was very, very like, no. What Xavier Woods does on television is not what Austin Creed does here, because the chat was giving him shit. And obviously rightly so for what happened with Big E, but still, like, he was very like, no, this is Austin Creed. I am not Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is on television. You know, this is Up, Down, Down is Austin Creed's house. You know, stuff. He did a great job with it. But yeah, he always goes by Austin Creed on Up, Down, Down.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing to add to that is my understanding is the Bucks have taken over being the Elite again.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about that when I think about 2018 all over again, 2019, like there's a lot of excitement there. And again, you don't have to have them come in and then be the top dog and what they can't. They absolutely could come in and be top tag team and be top stars. But I just want this. I want this little bubble that's been there since 2018 to be burst.
Yep.
So I can say it's happened.
Did anybody call New Day being gone 2026 on their bingo card?
No.
See,
No, like Sam said, I thought they were lifers also. I expected they were going to get retired by a team, and then they would ride off into the sunset. But kudos to them for knowing their worth and be like, nah, this isn't it, guy. We will we'll take care of it. We'll take care of ourselves on our own. Yeah, like I think Creed was there for 16 years, and Kofi was there for
almost 20.
Almost 20, yeah. So obviously, I know they both have families, but I'm pretty sure they're both smart with their investments, and I'm pretty sure they're both set for a while. Don't have to worry about too much. And I did see something that I guess WWE is trying to retain Woods like they did for Tyler Breeze, so they can still do up and down. But I don't know if he's going to actually do that. So if this is the end of Up Down, then that's a sad chapter for me personally, because I love that channel. Like, it got me through some tough times during COVID. So if this is the end, it was a great 10 years for Up Down. But if it continues and he's still able to do stuff with it, then as long as there's obviously no animosity with what's going on, then
wasn't that created and owned by him, or like
it's now owned by WWE, so he can't just take it with him. Yeah. Because I was under the same impression, and then I dug a little deeper, and Creed even said it on the show, on one of the shows, that it is owned by WWE, but he did create it.
That contract you're telling us, the Tyler Breeze too, that's basically screaming, "Hey, don't go to AEW."
Pretty much. I mean, honestly, though, like, Tyler Breeze was instrumental in the success of Up Down just as much as Austin Creed was. So when Tyler Breeze got released, it was kind of like Woods was just kind of floating for a little while, trying to do things by himself, and you could tell like he needed Breeze back. So I'm sure obviously he went to bat for him, and then WWE was able to sign Breeze back just for the video games and marketing and stuff like that. So if they're able to come to some agreement with Austin Creed, then I assume Up Down is going to continue as normal.
I think, even if not, I think what he has done. Can you not? She's like doing this, clung into me.
I just hear it purring.
Oh, you can hear that?
I can hear that.
It's more like gurgling. It's unsettling. I'll send you a photo. What I think they've done, and Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you are more familiar with you're more familiar with the brand than I am. They have proven that they can merge video game culture and wrestling culture into one. With this, yes, they're playing games and they're doing streams and they have these tournaments and they got title, but then they have titles and people can turn heel and they got factions. Like he was on the revival of G4.
Yep.
When it lasted like 5 minutes. I feel like he has the opportunity to do kind of like both of those things. Obviously not bring back G4. That's a totally different monster.
Right.
But like if he decided, hey, what if we did our own and we can build this, especially, we'll talk marketing here. You don't have to watch wrestling so many kids watch people stream. He can do this. You don't have to, you start with the wrestling crowd. I know there's people like you. If he started a new channel tomorrow and he's like, we're going to start from scratch, you'd be like, dude, I'm there.
Yep. I mean, it's the same thing with Adam Cole. Like, honestly, like I know he was part of the Up Down stuff, but when he went off on his own and created Chug's Army and went from there, I went with him. Like I love watching him do his stuff. Like I'm a big fan of Twitch. I love I have my favorites. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I watch constantly. I actually, it's funny enough, I have Twitch on my television right now muted. So watching one of my favorite streamers. So it's like, it's it's part of my life. Like I love doing that stuff. So when I find people that I enjoy watching, I'm gonna continue to watch them. When Swiss used to do it too, Claudio, I used to watch his stuff too. I learned through him that I'm never gonna play League of Legends because that is a very toxic game. But like Adam Cole, I try to watch him as often as I possibly can. And you know, when even when Breeze does his own stuff, I try to tune in. So like the fans will come, they will watch his stuff. But if he does join AEW, he can go immediately into AEW games. They do their own stuff on, they stream themselves as well, and they also have stuff on YouTube. So you could have, it's like a mini up down down reunion just going over to AEW. So I don't know if they'll, I don't know
It's
what
funny.
they do.
It's funny you say that because I'm looking right here. There's a Reddit article like 4 down on Google. Departy reunion. What happens next? Up, down, down. So
because
you have
none of them are with the company anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think, you know, even if he didn't like do something with AEW games and was like, hey, I'm going to do my own thing, but if we can do like an affiliation.
Yep.
I mean, I think AEW is more open to that because guess what? Oh, we're going to be affiliated. We don't have to invest really into that except for the marketing. It brings notoriety to AEW games.
Correct.
And then, you know, it ties them into the brand with the AEW crowd. So marketing. So this goes back into, what are we doing? If you guys are listening to this, my cat is like tied to me uncomfortably right now.
Clingy bastard.
So to continue this conversation, they were not the only ones who were asked to rework their contracts recently.
Mm-hmm.
There were several talents, mid card, lower card, even, you know, they were saying somebody who was pretty much on top of the roster asked to take a 50% pay cut, and I think they agreed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. That's what I saw too. So we don't know who it is, obviously, but I mean, if they're willing to not have 50% of their income, then clearly they're all set.
Roman Reigns.
I mean, I've seen some stuff talking about Roman too, that he'll drop the title to Jacob and then he'll just disappear, like for good. And I'm like,
no.
I mean, they did pull some planned dates that Roman was supposed to be on the road during the summer, because he had said at the end of Mania that he was going to be around all summer.
June. Yeah, they pulled June.
So who knows? We'll find out this weekend. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of shady things happening with TKO, and not a lot of people are happy with it, myself included. Like, I want my wrestling. Just stop doing this shady shit. Just give me my wrestling. That's all I care about.
I've seen a lot of people saying that they stopped watching WWE because of TKO. They just listen to reviews.
I mean, and that's fine. They can listen to us because we'll talk about it. We'll do it constructively too. We won't sit there and just completely bash on the product. You know, we'll give our constructive criticisms and our feedback, because that's what we've been doing the past 6 years.
You know? Yeah, and I would argue that the product isn't necessarily bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's not like peak WrestleMania 40. You know, it's funny. A lot of people, they always joke about that being like the season finale or the series finale of WWE was WrestleMania 40. And you know, to be there in person with Sam was amazing. But I don't know, like, yeah, it definitely had a fall off since then. And I think that there's lots of little storylines that are happening that is just amazing to watch. But there's a lot of other stuff where it's just like, all right, this shit's boring. Like, just keep going, guys. Like, keep moving. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. A lot of weird moves. Like I think I said this during the post show, where we were looking at what do I call it, a transitional WrestleMania. It wasn't bad, but I think everyone is so focused on next year's Mania.
Yep.
And it still feels like that. It definitely feels like. Granted, don't get me wrong. I think most people, as much as we like the Raw after Mania, all of us are looking forward to, not in a good way, the releases after Mania.
Yeah.
Because it always happens.
Yep. And apparently, I was reading something before we got on to today that because there was so few last year, that a lot of people felt like it would be kind of like what it was this year. They were making up for the ground that they didn't take last year. So when you have like almost, I think there were some other releases. So there's like 30 people probably overall in 2 weeks that were released. That's a considerable chunk of people. So hopefully it's done for the year anyways. We'll keep going and we'll see what happens with next after next year's WrestleMania. I also saw something, I guess, when TKO was doing their quarterly earnings phone call, that all of the WWE and UFC events are still going to happen in Saudi Arabia, regardless of what's happening. I'm like, okay, tell me you don't give a shit about other people's lives without telling me you don't give a shit about other people's lives. So yeah, there's that, because money still has to be made, I guess. So
you want to give us $50 million? Sold.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about the Saudi Arabia shows is the afternoon.
Yes, that is a plus, to be able to watch a show at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock for you. Is a nice thing, selfishly for us, but it is what it is. So, but we'll complain about that as the year goes on, anyways, and into 2027. So,
I think. Oh, sorry, Zane, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't think there's going to be anything short of these conversations going on.
Since they did Saudi Arabia, I think there's probably about maybe 3 or 4 that like I really, really enjoyed. Like they did those shows, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
My takeaway has been, and I think Scott and I said this, when they stopped putting the royalty and the rich on the floor in these huge, extravagant areas that just had couches with no excitement, and started letting real fans in there, whether they were from the States or from Europe or from Canada or even from the Middle East, I think that's where we learned from COVID.
Yep.
Half of the reason that wrestling is exciting is because of the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in an area when everyone is excited like that, it builds up excitement with you.
Yeah, because the shows felt more alive when you could see everybody on TV side getting all excited. It's just like, all right, there's some life in this building. This is good, because we went through the Thunderdome era, but even pre-Thunderdome era, when it was just sitting in the performance center with the only noise you heard was when people were bouncing off the ground and on the mat and running the ropes and watching some eerie shit. It was just like, what is going on? This is the weirdest stuff ever.
I had to watch it on mute a lot because I'm like,
I mean, true, because it's just so weird. Not having 12, 15,000 people screaming or booing or doing whatever to make it feel like a live show. Like, even when they had the boards, it still felt weird, but it felt a little bit more normal. The one downfall out of the whole thing was that they learned how to pump in crowd noise, and most of the time it's very evident when they are doing so. And it's even more evident on like Netflix. During the live, you hear certain things, but if you go back and watch it later, they've edited things and it sounds different and it's not good.
Like listening to a laugh track.
Correct. Yeah. That's a perfect thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll see how that continues throughout the year. and whatnot. The next thing that I wanted to talk about that we had in our docket, Dark Side of the Ring season 7 announced. I'm reading this off of Wrestle News. Start off this summer with a 3-part exploration of the TNA wrestling and personal journey of the promotion's founder, Jeff Jarrett. And I think I said this off the air. You could just do a whole season on Jeff Jarrett and everything he's been through.
Yep.
New season will begin airing on Vice Tuesday, July 7th at 9 p.m. Eastern. 2 episodes airing that opening night. Other topics include it's TNA and Jeff Jarrett, Paul Orndorff, Big Boss Man, Missy Hyatt, Samoa Joe versus the Necro Butcher from IWA MS in 2005, Zach Gowen, and the Renegade. I feel like, and again, I am way behind, and Scott and I used to watch these and review them on the show. Maybe we need to go back and redo that again.
Yep. I think we did the first 2 seasons?
First 2 or 3 seasons or something like that. Yeah. Because this, I haven't watched in a while. I don't know when the last season I watched, but I feel like they're grasping for straws. I see the Samoa Joe Necro Butcher match. I'm not familiar with it, but I'm like, have they done the infamous Sting and Jeff Hardy match yet?
Nope.
So I would have figured that would have been one you could have handled. Or even...
I wonder if they'll mention it, though, during the TNA Jeff Jarrett stuff.
Could be. Have they ever gone over the match with the what was it? WCW Sin, where Sid Vicious's leg exploded?
I think so.
I'm just listing things off. But Zach Gowen, I thought it was the coolest thing where I'm like, we're going to get some guy with, some amputee wrestling. And he was good. I remember the first time he showed up on television. I'm like, man, this is great. And I'm like, we're going to do a Dark Side of the Ring episode about it. I'm like, are we just going to be talking about his
missing leg?
Which is fine. But I think of this as somebody who's gone through tragedy.
Right.
And maybe that's,
Maybe that is the tragedy and how he turned it around.
That's a good point. That's a good optimistic view on that one.
I like how he came out to Seether, by the way.
Came out to what?
The song Get Out of My Way by Seether, the band.
Oh
yeah. We used to be a proper country,
Right? When they had proper music that wasn't AI built. Yeah.
Or fucking Death Rebel.
I just think about that time period where everything was post-grunge new metal sounding for wrestling. I was checking out. So here's a little secret for you guys. We're getting ready. Our next review we're doing is the new Seven Dust album. And I had to go back because I've never really listened to Seven Dust. And I went to their... Well, that's why. I was like, let me go back to some of these other songs.
Wow.
And I went to a couple of them and I was like, how do I word this? Which wrestling pay-per-view did they use this song in?
I'm pretty sure that Seven Dust was the cover for one of the pay-per-views during the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure they had to have been.
And if they weren't, there's a missed opportunity there.
Seriously.
I know they did Jericho's unofficial theme, which honestly, that's okay that Jericho did use that one.
Which one?
Break the Walls Down. It was they Seven Dust did a cover of it.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because I always think of for my favorite one, even though Jericho hated this one, was King of My World. I love that song to death. It's such a great theme. I think he had it for 2 weeks, then he changed back to the regular Break the Walls Down. And I'm just like, come on, man.
What did he hate it for? I forget what he said.
He said it didn't fit. He didn't fit his vibe, I guess. But I'm just like, that song was so good. It was literally the first wrestling song I ever downloaded on my phone because I'm just like, I need this. This is great.
No, you asked Batista, and he's like, yeah, Walk Alone's great too.
Yeah, that's a great song too. Funny enough, for a callback, obviously Andrew, a friend of the channel and friend of the podcast, we used to play Raw 2 together way back in the day. and that was my theme song. Was King of My World. So that's I loved it. It's such a great song, even
What
to
a
this day.
what an underrated game that is.
Thank you. I rated it properly because I use it to this day.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Season looks good. We're gonna I think we have to go back and rewatch this and go over it. Thoughts, comments, concerns on this?
No, I'm glad they're still going. The episodes that we did watch way back when were always very, very interesting to learn more stuff about whatever the story was for that week. So I'm hoping that the Zach Gowen one, actually, for me, outside of obviously the TNA Jeff Jarrett one, I actually did have some previous knowledge of the Necro Butcher and Samoa Joe. But Zach Gowen sounds interesting. I'd like to see what that episode's all about.
Me too. That one's kind of like interesting. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It's a dark thing. He's missing leg. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm legit asking.
No, I mean that. Like I said, that might have been his. Because Sam talked about it being the episodes are normally based around some type of tragedy or something, sad or whatever. But I'm like, maybe that's the whole thing. Like maybe the sad part was that he lost his leg and how he was still able to turn it around and become a professional wrestler. Like, wasn't he just in AEW too?
He was last year.
Yeah, he just came back for for a small stint and then he left again. But okay, I didn't expect Zach Gowen to be wrestling in 2025, for God's sakes. So,
yeah.
On this week's edition of All Elite Updates, guy, how far are you right now?
I actually just watched Blood and Guts yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Mad props to the women. They killed that. Absolutely, I loved it. The men's one was good, but the women's one,
I enjoyed the women's one a lot better.
Oh my goodness gracious, that was so good. But yeah, so my slow my slow travels to current day AEW wrestling continues. I might actually watch another episode tonight, just to continue on, because Blood and Guts was good, and I think Full Gear is the following week after that episode. So yeah, we'll keep going.
It's been pretty consistent. It's one of those things. Here's the thing: not everything is going to be Attitude Era. I think,
right? Yeah.
I imagine as long as it's as good as Ring of Honor in the 2010s or early NWA Power, that's the vibe I get. It's like, all right, this is good. You got you a couple matches. You're always gonna have the stinker matches, stinker promos. I think the talent's all pretty good. I think they got a pretty solid roster. Yeah, again, you got your ups and downs. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
But
speaking of NWA for a moment, I don't know if we covered this over the last couple of weeks, but they are actually now back on national television. If you have the Comet channel, they play, I think they have 1 hour of actual show, and then I think they have a repeat, a repeat one on the weekend. So I have yet to check because I keep forgetting. So now that it's in my head, I'm going to double check once we're done recording, because if I have Comet, I will get back on the NWA train.
Choo choo.
Right?
I know NWA was on YouTube for a minute, and they had two shows. I think they had NWA Power, and then they were doing was it NWA USA?
Something like that. Because I think they were going to end up doing that anyways before things had changed with NWA. But the show on Comet is Power.
All right.
Yeah, they did. Well, they did.
That's another song I downloaded too, because that just got stuck in my head after we watched that. Man, wrestling used to be so good all the time, everywhere. The whole thing, everything was just so wonderful to watch. We had time to do things, Sam.
Yeah, back in the COVID years, and now we're like, oh fuck, back to our work lives. The USA thing used to be on Saturdays, and I think they stopped because of I forget why they stopped.
But that does make sense.
Pre-COVID, I knew they were doing.
I think COVID might be the reason, actually.
No, because they didn't started during COVID. They did. Hold on, where is this?
Maybe
Why
they got
can't I
bored of
find
it. Maybe they got bored of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they were doing NWA USA. Yeah. I'm literally googling this while we look. NWA USA. No, I don't want to watch the episode. I just want to see. Just.
All I say like that. But the end of it, I really liked it when it first started, like on YouTube and stuff, and then I'm like, like after COVID, I'm like, it kind of got shitty. After all the
Well, I
good,
mean,
like
honestly, like when during like the beginning of Power, they had Eli Drake. He gets taken away, because he starts getting notoriety. So he starts moving up. Ricky Starks was another one that was on there. Like, obviously, Nick Aldis, who was their champion at the time when we started watching, is now SmackDown's GM.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa was there for a while. Yep.
Eddie Kingston, Eli Drake.
Yep.
The only person I think that I can think of that's still on that show is what's his name?
Todd Lattimore.
Okay. Two people.
Two.
He wrestled in WWE and he's a manager.
Aaron
Sandow.
Stevens.
Yeah.
Aaron Stevens, yes, but Damian Sandow. Or Mizdow, if you want to live by that time frame. That was such a great gimmick for him. But yeah, exactly. It's good that they have those people. And obviously, it's run by the hell's his name? Oh my god,
William Patrick Hogan.
Thank you, Mr. Smashing Pumpkins himself.
WPC.
So I hope for the best. I do love that they're back on TV. I just love their feel of everything. It was like it's filmed in the 80s studio, and like it felt old school. It was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll throw that on again at some point. Play some catch up. I'd like to go back and watch that whole first season again because there's magic up until the pay-per-view. Was it Into the Fire?
Yeah, I think that was the first pay-per-view. Yeah.
And then I think it ended there because of COVID. And they kind of are like, cat fur. I don't know. Now I'm getting this nostalgia feel. So anyways, I guess before we wrap up, I want to ask, did anyone get to watch the Hogan documentary yet on Netflix?
That's on my list, but I just haven't had the time yet. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. But that is on my list. I know Andrew's been talking about it a lot because Hogan was his guy. But I definitely plan on sitting down at some point to be able to watch it just to see what it's about. I heard it's been good. I haven't heard a lot of negative things about it. So yeah, I'm excited to sit down and actually see what it's about.
It depends on who you talk to. There's going to be those Hogan haters.
Of course.
There's certain things that they kind of overshoot. There's certain things that they overlook. There's certain things I felt like they spent way too much time on. I got to tell you, there was like the moment we got to WrestleMania 9. Holy shit. You would think it was a Bret Hart documentary. Like, because Bret Hart comes in and he's just, backtracking anything he might have said about Hogan. Oh, he's the biggest piece of narcissist, a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. He's a 4 out of 10, but he's no Bill Goldberg. Let me tell you, nobody's like Bill Goldberg. Just
holy fuck, Brett's a whiny bitch.
He's honestly he's tarnishing his legacy with all the things that he's coming out and saying. Like, it's like, just shut up, dude. Like, I get it. You have opinions, but most of these opinions people are not too keen about. So just shut up.
But it's not the opinions. It's the, like, it feels like there's certain things that he's stepped back on. Like, he's used to give Hogan credit and all of a sudden, like, he's not. Or like Bill Goldberg. My understanding was he originally forgave him. And now somehow over the years has gotten back. You got people like Kevin Nash and all these other people. You're like, all right, I don't know what you got going on. But like, are the opinions, yeah, they're you can disagree, agree with them, whatever. But they're not like miserable people. Bret Hart is actively becoming miserable as time goes on, as well as his opinions change. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, I figured I'd ask. I did watch it. I did enjoy it. It's interesting.
What's your Sam rating?
I would say like a 7 or 8 out of 10. 7.5. 7.5. It's north of 5. It is good. There's a lot of stuff in there you see that just the one cool thing about them in the world of wrestling now that kayfabe is broken. You are seeing all of the old tapes of these like promos and all these other things that you never saw for. I don't even think they had this stuff popping out in the 2010s. This is like brand new. It'll be like Hogan doing a promo. It's like, oh, hold on, God, just give me like a minute. I just gotta rethink. Da, 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 da. And then ready, and goes right back. Like seeing the actual production, you never saw that.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
You know, it's kind of like the Peacock had. I don't know where it is now. The WrestleMania 9 documentary where they had somebody with a camera walking around and filming all the backstage stuff, and it was hidden for like 30 years, and now it's come out. And to see that stuff is kind of cool. So yeah, I think it's worth watching. I still haven't watched the Vince one.
Don't bother.
The takeaway, at least from the Hogan one, is I think it's important to go back and watch and realize how big that man was. I think people forget. I think over time, people forget an impact of an individual.
It's recency bias. They only care about what you've done for me lately and not the setting the foundation. That's why I keep saying, I mean, people talk about like best wrestlers or not best wrestlers, but I mean like foundational wrestlers. Like you have to put Hogan in that conversation. You have to put Flair in that conversation. You have to put Andre the Giant in that conversation. You have to put Bruno Sammartino in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because without them, there's not what happens now, or at least not to the grand scale of it.
That loops us back to the whole Ted Turner piece. Pretty much. Yep. All right. Is that it? Is that all we got?
I think so.
Quick, a couple more quick things because I missed last week. TNA's going early because them and AEW are going head to head on.
Oh, for Slammiversary. Yes.
Yep.
Which is great.
That's a 3 p.m. So they didn't want to go head to head, which that's smart.
Yeah.
Sam Evil's in NXT going by Naroku. I don't know, some Japanese name.
Evil, yeah.
Yes. Missed opportunity, by the way, for him and Danhausen to be tag team. Very nice, very evil. It was right there. It was there.
It is, but I don't think Evil wants to be a comedy act at least at this point. Like
he is a comedy act.
Well, for the new audience that he's now being subjected to, you know, we don't know that. I don't know that. I don't think I've ever watched an Evil match. So I'm interested to see what happens. So when he does have his first match, which probably will be against the NXT champion Tony D'Angelo.
I do like his WWE debut, though, I will say.
He looked badass. So I was like, all right. I said to myself as I was watching it, I'm like, I don't understand why Sam and Ethan don't like him very much yet.
Hold on. We're gonna make some clarifications.
Yeah.
I think we need to make it's not Evil himself, all right? Because when he was with Sonata in the tag team of Evil and Sonata, great, incredible. When he wrestles, he's good. The problem is when he joined the Bullet Club and started the House of Torture, which is pretty much all the Japanese members of Bullet Club.
Okay.
Every match became a, how do I word this, Ethan?
A dick chop interference contest.
A Jinder Mahal 2017 Summer.
Yes.
Where it's like.
But I liked that summer of Mahal.
Yeah, but I can tell you, how many of those matches did the Singh brothers come out and interfere?
Every single one of them, but that was their stick. That was their thing.
Well, that was their thing. They did this with everything. Every Evil match, every House of Torture match became a interference. So I've watched New Japan enough at this point where they are very good and pride themselves in making sure if matches need to end on a DQ or a
No
count
contact
out or a tie. There's like purpose to it. And then they would just like they brought like the WWE aspect into it, and
Yep.
people, it just doesn't. You might have a
Yeah.
good match, and then you have Yo, or is it Show
show.
come out running with a cigar, and he just like, has rope, and they tie somebody. They'll drag somebody out of the ring, and then they tie him up like into the back, and they come back, and then they tell the ref, you got to count. But it happened all the time. We're talking like main events. Like
Fair enough.
it was pushing like WCW, where you're like, oh, the show is great.
Oh, this main event's great. Oh, this is fucking terrible now. Every time they had a ref bump, they're like, fuck it, we're gonna have like 30-on-1.
Oh, that was the other thing too. It wasn't one guy. It was like 15 of
50.
them come out.
Half the Bullet Club. Yeah.
It was Scott. It was literally NWO 2000.
Oh God, no. Okay, all right. That I understand now.
It took one
95%
staple.
of the WCW population was in the NWO in 2000. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That-
that makes so much more sense to me now. Okay. I
Now-
apologize. And it's also funny because that added an extra 5 minutes of conversation to this episode.
See,
we're not
there we
even-
go. And then Hiromu Takahashi might debut in WWE as Nox Raijin.
I did see that too. I don't know why that name is. I don't know. I need
Guys,
an
dude.
explanation as to why.
Well, Scott, thank God I'm here because I can tell you why.
There we go.
Because New Japan owns his name, and same with Evil.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
They've WWE.
Yep.
Yeah,
him.
pretty much. Got him. But yeah, Hiromu WWE. Ooh, that'd be kind of good.
I
Maybe.
think in NXT. Okay,
So
NXT solid. Main roster hopefully solid.
With the influx that they just got from NXT, I feel like it's going to be
yes,
a lot better.
Was that it?
I don't know.
What?
I thought Ethan was going to start something. That's why I stopped talking.
Oh, okay. I thought Risha was acting up on me. So what'd you say, Scott? You kind of cut off a little bit.
I was saying that the main roster, after getting the influx of NXT talent, I feel like a lot of the holes that are in both Raw and SmackDown, I feel like are gonna get the holes themselves will be a lot smaller, if not closed, because there's a lot of great talent now that has jumped up, and NXT itself getting the influx of talent from Evolve and now the international crowd that's coming in. I feel like I don't know what to expect with NXT right now, and I'm loving it. Like there's like random things that are happening, people getting attacked all the time, and it's just like, all right, let's go. Okay.
Oh, NXT talent, Scott. You know Jackson Drake, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see his gear?
Yes.
Do you know why I'm saying Zack Sabre Jr.? Because he looks like him. It could be his twin brother.
He does. I mean, he does. I definitely see the resemblance. I do.
It took me because I was talking with a friend of mine and we're like, why is it scary? I'm like, it's Zack Sabre Jr. And that's a comment, by the way. I'm not.
Yeah, no. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. is probably one of the best technical wrestlers that is alive right now.
Ham, Daleson, and Grisham. That's my top three.
Ooh, Grisham, that's a good one too. I miss
Um,
him on television. He needs to come back somewhere on TV. He's a lot of fun to watch. Obviously,
had
it'll be AEW with everything that happened with ROH. But I'm surprised. Honestly, swear to God, I'm surprised he hasn't shown up on NXT because of Jordan.
he had a really fun match with Mason at House of Glory, by the way. Yeah,
Right.
I know. I had my Ethan pick. Hold on.
That was gonna be my next
I gotta
question.
grab him. You can talk. I gotta. Oh, okay. So are you ready to change minds? Got it.
And that's the end of the show. No, just kidding. Ethan's like, how dare you?
Danhausen,
have
Kurt-
news for me?"
I'm gonna be 10 in the house of tag partner. Curse Scott.
No.
Curse him. Oh. Well, Scott already had a shit enough week, so.
That's true. I'm not gonna talk about that on the air, but my goodness gracious.
Well, Yeah, that's why I said respectfully. Yeah, shit.
Respectfully.
What time? What time is Backlash by Saturday?
6
What
p.m.
time?
Eastern.
Yeah.
Is it 6 Eastern?
I think
Oh
so.
hell yeah, 2.5, 3. I'm waiting for my thing to load.
Only
so that's why.
5 matches too, so that's probably like a 2.5-hour show.
No, it's gonna be an hour of wrestling and fucking an hour of commercials.
Oh God, yes, that's true. God.
All right, we are coming
but-
at. I was gonna say we're coming at time here. Did you have your Ethan picks? I just want to make sure.
Screw it. Leave them. I'll talk about them next week. Or
All
I'll
right,
post them media.
sounds good. Well, if that's the case, Ethan, why don't you tell people where they can find you at?
Everywhere. No, you can follow me on Twitter as Ethan_Black15. That's my wrestling one. And then Ethan_Black ATR. That's my non-wrestling one. The check episode 10 of the hockey and 11 of the hockey podcast, 10 from Tuesday, where I don't steal that crack hockey game of Colorado, Minnesota. No joke, that was 9-6. I felt like I was watching Stanley Cup Finals.
It's football. What's going on?
I know. And then episode 11 I dropped earlier. Thank you, Sam. Talk about the games from Tuesday and Wednesday and going over the games from as for Corn tonight, but once dropped tomorrow, last night for Monday. So, and you can follow me on Body Slam and other sites for wrestling results and the ATR Twitter when I'm not for non-North American side.
And Scott, where can everyone find you at?
You can follow me everywhere as Scotty J Stream. As Ethan said, I cover the North American side of the wrestling for our ATR brand. Also, looking forward to our next live show, which will be May 28th. We'll be starting at 7:05 Eastern time, and we'll have our picks for Double or Nothing. I'll do more open card pack, wrestling card packs. Also, look forward to doing another solo video for that as well. Yeah, stay tuned.
And you can find me as YesOB Official. I'm on all streaming we're on all streaming platforms. I've already done this. I need to rewrite this thing. Guys, you know where to find us. Thank you for listening. As always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.